All right, so today we're looking at eclipses and tides. So first things first, there are two types of eclipses. I'm pretty sure you've heard of these. The first one is a solar eclipse. This happens when the moon is in the new moon phase and where it comes between the sun and the earth. The moon is about 6 times smaller than the earth, so it's not capable of blocking the whole thing out. A blocking out like the whole like covering the whole earth. It just hits one spot. So a total solar eclipse is usually only visible in a very specific spot. If you see right here, only a small portion of this side of the earth sees or doesn't see the moon. It sees this solar eclipse. And then you have this outside rim that has the partial eclipse. A couple of years ago, we did have a solar eclipse happen. And I remember this because I was looking out and I saw maybe to this far into the eclipse. Like it went from here to there. Like it didn't really cover the whole sun. I didn't see it all. This is because we weren't in the path. We were in the partial shadow path, but we weren't in the full shadow. And then you have, after you have the solar eclipse, you have the lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse happens when the moon is in the full moon. So new moon goes with solar, goes with the sun. Full moon goes with lunar, goes with the moon, goes with night. So the moon gets caught up in the Earth's shadow. So you can see right here. The sun's right here, the Earth's right here. Because the Earth is bigger than the moon, all of the moon gets covered. And you'll see it kind of turns this orangey color, orangey reddish color. And so this is what you could see during a lunar eclipse. Well, why don't we see a lunar eclipse every 27 days? Oops. Sorry about that. Why don't we see it every 27 days? Well, that's because the moon doesn't orbit the Earth at the same angle that the Earth is orbiting the sun. It's offset by a 5-degree angle. So you can see that right here. So this is the path we're taking around the sun. And this is a tilted revolutionary path or elliptical path of the moon. It's not that the moon rotates on its axis, it's that the angle that it revolves around the Earth is tilted at a 5-degree angle. Okay? So that's why we don't always see it. So going off of these different, the two different types of eclipses, we're going to look at tides. What does tides have to do with this? Well, tides are caused by the pull of the sun and the moon on the Earth, which causes ocean levels to go up and down every day. And you can see right here, as the moon goes around us, there's 4 different types of tides that could happen, or 4 tides that go per day. So 1 revolution around the Earth causes 4 tides. That means there's 2 high tides and 2 low tides, right? So when the sun and moon are in direct alignment with the Earth right here, it is said to be a spring tide, which gives you much greater range with higher high tides and lower low tides. The place that you could see this is the Bay of Fundy. If you look that up, you will see that in the Bay of Fundy, you've got these huge high tides and huge low tides. And that's the best way to see it. It's really weird. I've seen pictures where the dock is right here and it almost looks like the boats are touching the sea level, the sea floor at one point of the day, and then the other point is up to the dock, and the dock is like hugely tall. It's crazy. When the sun and moon are right angles, it is said to be a neap tide. So spring tide when it pulls the most, you got the higher high tides, the lower low tides. Neap tides are when you have the first and third quarter moons. You might want to write that down. So for spring tide, you need to be in the full and new moon. For neap time, you need to be in the first and third, or last or third quarter. The moon is bigger, which that's not how it's closer, which causes the moon is bigger, which causes the tides. Oh, this is so messed up. Okay, so the sun is definitely bigger. It has a bigger gravity than the moon, but the moon is closer, and that causes those tides to be much bigger, right? The sun always has an effect on us, and the moon is bigger, which causes tides because the moon is way closer. It's not bigger. It's closer. It's just closer. That's messed up. I've got to rewrite that at some point. So, full new moon, you could see the lunar or the solar eclipse, depending on if it's a full or new, and that also causes the spring tides. First and last quarter moon, they cause the neap tides. All right. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Hop on Zoom. Zoom once a week with me. You're going to have a test in 2 days. Make sure you do the review. If you have questions, again, Zoom me. Get on Zoom with me. Email me. Class tag me. I will get back to you as soon as I can. All right?